Let's talk about number 6, okay? So for this problem, we're going to discuss about axis of symmetry and vertex point and x and y intercept and the graph of this function, okay? So basically, there are two ways to like find all this information from the given quadratic equation. The first one is using the complete in the square, okay? I believe you learned about this one in high school algebra, and you can make it like your quadratic equation as the perfect square with the x squared term and x to the 1 term, okay? And then you can find everything, okay? But in this class, in this video, let me try to use the like simple formula, okay? So let me give you one formula, okay? Here we go. X is equal to minus b over 2a. Actually, this is the axis of symmetry, okay? So you know what, like, do you know where this came from? That is came from the quadratic formula. Do you remember quadratic formula? X is equal to minus b plus a minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 3. I hope you memorize this, okay? So this formula, this equation for, the axis of symmetry came from the first part of the quadratic formula. Then you can memorize this one very easily, right? So like I think like this is easier than like using the complete and square. But again, if you have any chance to study about complete and square, I strongly recommend to that. Okay. So let me use this. Okay. So like another one is like you have to remember the graph of quadratic function. Okay. First one, look at the leading coefficient. Leading term is x squared. Okay. The coefficient is 1, which is positive. Then the graph will be smiley face. Okay. But look at problem B. Oh, leading coefficient is negative. Then your graph must be sad face. Okay. That's it. And as long as you know these two, and that'll be fine. Okay. So let's start from here. Okay. So like definitely the graph of A is smiley face. Okay. So your axis of symmetry can be found like this way. B is negative 2 over 2 times 1, which is 1, okay? X is equal to 1 is the axis of symmetry, okay? And then how can you find the vertex point? That's very easy. Like, your vertex point is always happen at the like axis of symmetry. So when you plug in back 1 into your function, that function value will be y component of the vertex point, okay? So when I plug in 1 in there, then 1 squared is 1, minus 2 times 1 is minus 2, and minus 8, which is minus 9. So I can say your vertex point is 1 comma minus 9. Are you okay so far? And then second part, intercept. Okay, that is very easy, right? And x-intercept is when at y equals 0. Okay, here we go. Can be found by this one, okay? So when you set y equals 0, which is f of x equals 0, then it is x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 0. Then we can easily factor this guy as x plus 2 and x minus 4 equals 0. Then x equals negative 2. And for these are x-intercept, okay? And what about y-intercept? The way to find y-intercept is you're going to just plug in x equals 0, okay? When you plug in 0 and y is equal to what? 0 squared is 0, minus 2 times 0 equals 0, and minus 8 is your y-intercept. Is that okay? So now let me try to draw the graph of this function with all this given information, okay? How can I do it? There we go. First of all, let's start from the vertex, okay? 1 comma negative 9. Let's say 1 and all the way down here, negative 9. This is your vertex point, okay? And smiley face, right? And we know a couple more points, okay? Y is equal to negative 8 is your y-intercept. So we're going to point here. Then we know the x-intercept as well, which is negative 2, maybe somewhere here, and positive 4. But keep that in mind. The vertex point, the x component of the vertex point, which is x equal 1, is the axis of symmetry. So it must be exactly same, like to the right and left, okay? So graph of this function is smiley face and vertex symmetry. Does it make sense?